3, 2, 1. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Somerville Licensing Commission for Tuesday, May 21st, 2024, 6:05 start time. I'm Chair and Commissioner Joe Lynch. To my left is Commissioner Jack Thomas. To my right is Commissioner Chris Allen. Assisting the commission tonight is Michael Potier from the City Clerk's Office. We also have our liaison from the Somerville Fire Department, Captain Richardson, and our liaison from the Somerville Police Department, Lieutenant Mitsakis. They are both online. We'll also be joined by some city staff from engineering remotely. Thank you very much. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, this meeting of the Licensing Commission may be conducted via remote participation. We will post an audio recording, audio-video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of these proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting on the City of Somerville website. Commissioners, good evening. Are we ready to start? Very good. First item on the agenda, acceptance of the minutes of the regular Licensing Commission meeting of 4/16/24. Commissioners, any questions, edits, changes?
None.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Allen would like to.
Make a motion to approve.
I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All three commissioners in the affirmative. The second item on the agenda is a communication from the Alcohol Beverages Control Commission regarding an amendment process to add outdoor dining areas. Gentlemen, we've received it in our packet. Do we have any questions about what the effect of the change will be?
One thing I wanted to confirm was it communicated that ABCC will no longer be required for approval of licenses. Does this mean theoretically, I know we'd had applications where we approved it, then the ABCC turned it down for, in their case, they believed it crossed a right of way. It would no longer go before them for approval.
That is correct, and we're going to lean heavily on the city clerk's office to abide by that rule of the ABCC that alcoholic beverages, and from a common sense standpoint, food should not be transported across a line of traffic.
Understood, thank you.
So that has to do with the public way, it has to do with private parking lots, it has to do with public parking lots. Am I right on that, Michael?
Mr. Chairman, yes.
I get a star for interpreting that. So the only change, commissioners, is that when one of our licensees comes in and applies for outdoor dining, we will be the arbiter of that, not the ABCC. All set?
Yep.
Communication is placed on file. Item number 3, communication from the Alcoholic Beverages Control Commission regarding on-premises licensees permanently selling mixed drinks for off-premises consumption. Michael, should I look to you to just kind of give us the cliff notes on what that was?
Sure, Mr. Chair, through you, this is a change in the law that allows any licensee who currently has an all forms license to sell mixed drinks and mixed drinks only for sale off premises. Among the requirements for that is it must be sold with food. If it is being delivered, for example, it must be delivered in the trunk of someone's car and not within reach. It must be transported in a bottle that is capable of a container that is capable of being sealed. So there are some others, but those are some of the highlights.
Okay, and I'd just like to add one more, that the transporter of the alcoholic beverage that's coming out of a restaurant must be tip certified. Okay, so it's almost acting like the same way that a liquor store or a package store delivery person, that person has to be tip certified. Okay, so this was a change that was made at the state level. It went through the House, it went through the Senate. The both houses said, yeah, it's fine. So effective May 1st, I believe it was.
I believe either May 1st or, Mr. Chair, through April 29th.
Okay. Let's call it
It's
May
currently
1st.
active.
All right, it's currently active. Are we going to put out any kind of a notification to our all forms restaurateurs, or are we just going to let them?
Mr. Chair, through you, we were leaning towards the latter because the ABCC and the state have been publicizing this pretty widely. In addition, we had that ABCC event hosted by the city of Somerville, during which time Director Sacramone did discuss this as a possible piece of litigation, legislation that will be implemented by the state legislature.
Understood. Then I'm going to ask for something that the city clerk the city clerk's office post on the Somerville Licensing Commission website, page on the city's website, the advisory. We do have several advisories on there now, so if we could just post that advisory at some point in the future, I think we're covering our notification to.
Mr. Chair, if you understood.
Very good. All set, Commissioners. Item number 4, I'm requesting a change to section 1.18, which is the extension of the premises to patio and outdoor areas of the Licensing Commission rules and regulations to insert subsection B and renumber the following sections. This is not as daunting as it looks, but our clerks are very thorough. I'm going to call your attention to section B. This is the area where this is the area that changes the notification to the ABCC. Okay, and it's just gone. I did have a question. I have a question of the city clerk's office, and it has to do with in the last line, or second to the last line in B, section B. This is about the notification, about the public hearing and the notification. It says that the applicants are to give notification to all owners and occupants of abutting properties within 300 feet of the proposed licensed premises. I discussed that with the city clerk's office, and we do not do that in any instance, include the word occupants, with the exception of the 2 a.m. notification. So I'm gonna ask your permission, think about it for a minute, and I would propose that we strike the word occupants, because that is not really enforceable by ISD or by anybody else. The only enforcement that we have is when we require the applicant to send the certification from the post office back to the city clerk's office that they've obtained the abutters property list, and they've sent those abutters the notification. We can't verify that they've notified occupants of buildings. That's my case, Commissioner Thomas.
I would agree with that assessment.
I like you, though. Commissioner Allen.
I agree. There is no mechanism like the registrar of deeds for determining who lives in a building.
Right. We do have recourse, gentlemen, that, you know, if these things get out of hand, we have a complaint system in place that we can bring the licensees back in front of us if they are creating undue noise in the neighborhood.
We could ask that the notice of public hearing be published in the storefront window.
I kind of like the idea. I don't know how onerous it would be to change this.
Mr. Chair, for you, that would be through your discretion and the commission's discretion.
Do you have any language you want to put in there? You want to highly encourage
I.
the
Nope.
licensees to post notification at the premises?
Oh, gosh, let's do this on the fly. All right, notice of the public hearing must be published at, so if we scratch and occupants at, must be displayed in.
All right, do it slowly so
Yeah.
Michael can follow. To all to
Nope.
all owners of abutting properties within 300 feet of the proposed licensed premises.
I would propose putting it at the
Period.
start of the sentence. Notice of the public hearing must be displayed in the storefront and published at least once in a designated weekly newspaper, not less than 10 days and not more than 30 days before the scheduled date of the hearing.
Make sense?
Yes, it does.
People walking by a brand new establishment, they're gonna see the notice there. Very good.
Mr. Chair,
Everybody okay with? Yes.
would that be the same notification that is the publication from the newspaper clipped and pasted in the window or any particular?
Yeah, I've seen the mail.
Do that now.
Yeah, that exact little mailing that gets sent out to folks, which is the newspaper clipping.
Yeah, that would suffice. Because that's the official notice. You okay with that? Do we need to adopt this tonight because applicants are coming in, or?
This, Mr. Chair, through you, this is on the agenda tonight because it represents not a substantive change, but instead codification of the practice.
We're trying to codify.
Exactly, that we're currently employing.
Okay, we have a full agenda. Let's do this. Let's put this at the end of the agenda so that we don't bore our occupant, folks who are here. We're trying to make a change. All right, let's put it at the end of the agenda. We'll get the proper, and then we will vote on it. Okay, very good. Okay, everybody good with that? All right. Michael,
Mr. Chair, through you, there was a communication earlier regarding your making a motion to take several items out of order. The first item would be item 22 on this agenda.
all right, commissioners, okay. Item number 22 is a request from the attorney who is representing a new applicant called Tall Order. Okay, so commissioners, we okay? Want to take that out of order?
Yep.
Okay. Item number 22 is a transfer and pledge of license, all forms, 7-day restaurant license. This is a private license. Common victualler, entertainment by devices indoors and outdoors. Performers, indoors, outdoor, private seating, 2 a.m. closing, and a pledge of the license. This is for GTCFF LLC DBA Tall Order, 70 Beacon Street, requesting approval of the transfer and pledge of the license of an all forms. As I just stated, this license is coming from the former Thirsty Scholar. And as I stated, what they're looking for is all of the below, plus the 2 a.m. license. The hours of operation are as indicated. They're looking for 74 indoor seats, 42 outdoor on private seating. This is a public hearing. Michael, is the applicant or their representative present?
Mr. Chair, through you, I do see the applicant's attorney, and we also have in person, I believe, are you here on behalf of are you the applicant?
One of the applicants.
One of the applicants, okay.
How would you prefer to do this? Would you like your attorney to present and then you can come up if we have questions?
Yeah, that's.
Great.
All right, Attorney Barnowski, you are unmuted on our end.
All right, let's see, sorry about 1 moment here.
Mr. Chair, through you, while we're waiting as a point of information, I do believe the attorney is going to propose further modified hours of operation, which I have written down that the applicant's counsel had sent to the clerk's office earlier today.
Okay, let's take that up when we get to let him present. Great,
All right,
thank you. Application. Yep.
And thank you, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Attorney Barnowski, if you could just state your name for the record, please.
All right, great. Yeah, thank you. Good evening, Chairman Lynch, members of the commission. Adam Barnowski, 255 State Street in Boston. I do thank you for the accommodation on time. Here on behalf of GTCFF LLC, doing business as Tall Order. So we are, as you mentioned, actually, I want to introduce Darren Swisher, who is with you in person, as well as Joe Camerata on Zoom. Darren and Joe are the co-owners and operators of the LLC, with Darren being the proposed manager of record under the license, although both owners will have a regular presence at the establishment. We're here tonight requesting the approval of the same location license transfer of an all alcoholic beverage license to be used in connection with the restaurant called Tall Order at 70 Beacon, along with a pledge of license, CV license, and entertainment license. They will operate in the former Thirsty Scholar location, which closed earlier this month, and after operating since sometime in the mid-90s. The property is located on the eastbound portion of Beacon Street, where Beacon intersects with Cooney and Buckingham, with the neighborhood consisting of a mix of restaurant, retail, small office, and residential multifamily units. The restaurant consists of approximately 2,000 square feet of space, located on the first floor of a single-story building, along with an outdoor patio on private property to the rear of the building, with seating of 74 inside, 42 outside. The business will operate as Tall Order. It will feature classic and contemporary cocktails alongside modern American cuisine, New England-centric craft beer, and a thoughtfully curated wine list. The food menu, which was provided to the board, will include a mix of unique snacks, shares, and main dishes. Joe and Darren bring years of experience to this new endeavor. They're veterans of the business and currently own and operate Daiquiris and Daisies in High Street Place in downtown Boston, which has won numerous awards and mentions from Boston Magazine and Condé Nast, to name a few. They previously ran the Hijoko Bar located in Fenway's Verb Hotel. Joe and Darren are excited to bring this new concept to Somerville, especially for Darren, who is a longtime resident of the city. They do plan to have some aesthetic renovations and upgrades to the bar and kitchen. However, the seating and layout will remain the same with no major renovations, and they plan to open sometime later this year. As I mentioned, Darren is the proposed manager of record. He spent his career in the food and beverage industry, including management and ownership positions, and plans to be on site 40+ hours per week. Neither Darren or Joe, nor the businesses that they operate, have had any record of violations or citations with local licensing authorities or the ABCC. I did want to make a clarification on the proposed hours of operation. As was mentioned, the restaurant doesn't tend to serve food at all times of operation. There will be no time in which alcohol is available where there will not be food available as well. These updates were emailed previously and should be available to the board, but I'll restate briefly, just for the record, that the requested hours of operation for indoor food and alcohol service is Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m., Monday through Thursday, 12 p.m. to 1 a.m., Friday, 12 p.m. to 2 a.m., and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. And the hours of operation for outdoor food and alcohol service is Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. to 10 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. The applicant is also seeking an entertainment license. There's no change that they're requesting in the entertainment license on site, which was previously licensed as 4 devices, including 2 TVs, 2 audio systems, and performers 1 stage, with outdoor entertainment to include recorded music below conversational level. We are also seeking a pledge of license as part of the transaction. The applicant is purchasing the business assets from the prior operator, paid for in part through seller financing, and the seller seeks to take back a pledge as security for the loan. Very briefly regarding public need, here the city has already licensed this location for alcohol service upon a presumed prior showing of public need, and the license was renewed on an annual basis for nearly 30 years. This will in part be a continuation of the use as the same location license transfer. Tall Order, as a new, affordable, and approachable spot, will serve the public good as a high-quality amenity for the neighborhood, residents, and the community at large. It's going to be run by professionals with a history of success within the industry in Boston area. And I'd also like to add that in addition to the menu items mentioned earlier, Tall Order will also specialize in a variety of low and no alcoholic beverage offerings, which has had increasing demand in recent years as people seek alternatives to alcohol. I also understand that the applicants conducted community outreach and met with several local and civic leaders, and there are several letters of support on file from members of the public. And with that, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, happy to answer any questions that you have. I do appreciate your time today.
Attorney Barnowski, thank you, very thorough. I have one question, then I'm going to turn it over to the other 2 commissioners. On the pledge of license, and if you don't know the answer, I can ask the applicant who's here in the chamber, is there any financial institution involved in the purchase, or is this purely seller to buyer?
It's purely seller to buyer, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Allen, any questions?
One for the city clerk. Was the Thirsty Star licensed for entertainment by devices outdoors? Could you check? Just out of curiosity.
Mr. Chair, through you, let me pull that up, see if I can see.
Much appreciated. Beyond that, in terms of questions for the applicant, I believe that comprehensive thing touched on almost everything. The only question I had was if we are mirroring the existing license, confirming that that was on there.
All set?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes, I do a question. I do appreciate the detailed presentation. Just for the indoor and outdoor seating, are we still maintaining the same layout for ADA capacity and seating? Do you know?
Yeah, yes, it's my understanding that there's no change to the layout. And we did provide, or rather, Darren, who's with you today, did provide some information relative to ADA seating to engineering as part of the application.
Excellent. Appreciate that. No further questions, Mr. Chair.
Very good. So Attorney Barnowski, I just want to call your attention to something that the commissioners will probably address. It was Darren who's here. The commissioner's informal policy has been on 2 a.m. closings. The informal policy of this commission has been, even prior to my chairmanship, that we request the applicant have a closing hour of 1 a.m. and give it some time for people to acclimate themselves to a 2 a.m. closing. I think it is appropriate for us to consider granting this 2 a.m. closing because of the history of the site. I did do my due diligence and found out there have been no complaints on the 2 a.m. closing on this site. And I did have a very brief text interchange with Councilor J.T. Scott, who has no reservations about granting the 2 a.m. So I wanted to make that statement in case there are any other applicants listening and saying, you know, we had to wait. Considering the site, considering the reputation and the no violations by this applicant, when we move on this after we hear from the applicant, my inclination is to grant the 2 a.m. tonight. Okay, all right. Mr. Potier.
Mr. Chair, through you, in response to Commissioner Allen's question, I do not see on record any license for outdoor entertainment devices for the Thirsty Scholar.
Thank you.
So this is new? Yeah, entertainment by devices indoors and outdoors. Attorney Barnowski, before we go to the applicant, where did the information come from on the application that Thirsty Scholar had entertainment by devices outdoors? Was that something you just copied from them, or did they have it and we didn't know about it?
Well, I think, Mr. Chair, that may have been a misstatement on my part, although I don't know that there was a designation on the license that differentiated between indoor and outdoor entertainment. So if that is an add-on, then yes, we are seeking to have audio on the outside, but again, limited to a less than conversational level.
Okay. Attorney Barnowski, if you don't mind, we're going to ask Darren to come on up. He's the applicant and manager of record. He's here with us in the chamber. Is that all right with you?
Excellent. Thank you.
Very good. Darren, welcome. If you could state your full name for the record, please.
Sure, it's Darren, D-A-R-E-N, last name is Swisher, S-W-I-S-H-U.
Darren, let's go right to the question that we were asking your representative. The outdoor entertainment by devices. Could you explain that to the commission, what that you're going to do?
We simply wanted there to be the ability for us to offer a little bit of music to enhance the ambiance for the outdoor seating area. As a Somerville resident, I also want to be conscious of that being potentially disruptive to the abutters and the residents within earshot of that. So obviously we would keep that at a little conversation level, again, just hopefully augment the ambiance in that outdoor seating area. And obviously see that promptly at 10 p.m. every evening, as what we would, want to be good neighbors.
Okay, are you going to do that hardwired speakers to the outside or a Bluetooth device or?
Yes, likely Bluetooth speakers.
Okay.
With volume control.
Okay, this commission just requests that the control of the volume be done from inside.
Okay.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I've had it at my own house where
Yeah.
somebody goes over and starts clicking the Bluetooth and then I got a complaint. All right. You've never been there.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, Commissioner Allen, any questions of the manager of record?
No further questions.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yeah, just a quick question. Do you have any idea what size speaker you'll be putting up there? 8, 10, 12?
been looking at something along the lines of a small sewage system.
Okay.
So it's kind of similar probably to what would be in the residential deck area.
Those type of things.
Larger, without any additional investigation.
Perfect. Yeah, no further questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay, and Mr. Clerk, we have several letters of support that have come into the commission. I've read them before tonight. So Darren, we did get letters of support for your application. Okay, any other questions of the applicant or their attorney? Okay. What I think I would like to do at this point, Darren, if you could just stay with us, because this does have an outdoor seating component. So if we could ask Director Postaway to weigh in on this one for the outdoor private seats. Director Postaway, sorry, I didn't give you the heads up on this one, but since we have the applicants in front of us, if you could take item number 22, outdoor private seats, and we might have Nikki Green with us instead of Director Postaway.
Correct. Nikki has this covered.
Hello.
All right, Nikki, if you could just identify yourself for the public, thanks.
Sure. Nikki Green. I'm the ADA Field Associate for the Engineering Department of the City of Somerville.
Okay, and you've had a chance to review the proposed outdoor private seating area.
Yes.
Okay.
Reviewed it. It's pretty much the same as the existing Thirsty Scholar setup, but with the addition of some new ADA tables. And we recommend it for approval for outdoor dining.
Very good. For those of you who are new to the process, we bring in the city side on the engineering to make sure that we're compliance for your outdoor seating. Okay, any other questions before we go to the public?
None.
This is a public hearing. Michael Potier, are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application, read into the record and available are the letters of support?
If any members of the public do wish to be heard on this item, please raise your hand in the Zoom lobby or approach the podium in our city council chambers. Mr. Chair, seeing no hands raised and no one approaching the podium.
Seeing none, I close that part of the public hearing. Commissioner Allen would like to.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All three commissioners in the affirmative. Darren, Joe, congratulations. Welcome. You can say it.
Welcome to the city of Somerville.
I don't want to steal his thunder. He welcomes new applicants all the time, so
Thank you again, again, we appreciate the comment.
best wishes down at Tall Order.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much. Attorney Barnowski, thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Great. Where are we, Michael?
Mr. Chair, we have two options. We have several applicants who are here in chambers in person. We also have a request from Director Postaway to take the outdoor dining applications out of order and ahead of time as well.
Okay, why don't we do this? I like respecting the folks who have come up here, so can we take them in the order that they were signed up?
We can, yes.
Okay.
The first person signed up would be item number 21.
Item number 21 on our agenda tonight is an applicant by MCKD LLC DBA Novel 1153 Broadway, Somerville, requesting approval of an all-form 7-day restaurant license and a common victualler license. Proposed hours of operation of indoor for alcohol and food service. They will be closed on Monday, Tuesday through Thursday, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday, 4 p.m. to 12 a.m., Sunday, 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. The proposed number of seats are 50. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant or their representative present? Yeah, come on right up to the microphone. And if you could identify yourself for the record.
My name is Ma'am Kirk. I'd like to know that somehow Fridays will see our hours of operation. I'm sure that we asked for Friday hours.
Okay, Michael, if we could make that note. Yeah, I thought it was a little odd that you were only going through Thursday.
Yeah, Friday hours be the same as Saturday.
Great. Okay, noted. We'll make the change on the application for you. All right, and could you tell us a little bit about your new venture into 1153 Broadway?
Yes, of course. And
Could I ask you to do me one favor? Speak a little closer to the microphone. Yep.
And yes, I'm the owner and operator of Spoke Wine Bar in Davis Square. We have successfully been able to operate, a 52 seat restaurant there for 7 years now, and have both garnered lots of accolades and good support from the community. We're really looking to grow our creativity and expand a little bit. And so the opportunity for 1153 and then Broadway, we're actually looking to do something that's slightly more elevated at the moment.
It's a lot of work.
And we are looking to really continue to pull from both the Unity community and from the greater Boston area. We currently are able to both bring in people from the immediate Somerville area, from people that take public transportation, and then we also do a lot of people that are in town to visit at the moment. Are really seeking out the food from our chefs that have won lots of awards. And so we are looking to create a little bit more of a special dining experience. Teal Square by no means totally off the beaten path, but I think that with the right amount of creativity and a good price point, we will be able to drive a little bit more economic development up in Teal.
Great. One question for you. Is this the site on the corner of, is it Curtis? Have I got it?
Curtis and Broadway.
Curtis and Broadway, almost directly across from the firehouse.
Correct.
That was the site of thank you. Thank you.
Closed in August.
Built-in Tufts University students and parents.
Parents, I think that's really what we get.
Okay, one question, and I'm gonna turn it over. You good? You explained everything to us. For Spoke Wine Bar, is that a package store license you have, or is that a wine and spirits, wine and beer only?
Full liquor license.
It is a full liquor license. Any infractions or any violations since you've held the license? Thank you. Commissioner Thomas.
Any plans for outdoor seating?
Not at this time. We've spoken to the previous owners who were
Right.
not able to kind of successfully figure out how to operate on that busy corner.
Yeah,
They said that they tried it a little bit and it wasn't worth it. So
Okay.
we are gonna concentrate our efforts. We do want to do a small amount of aesthetic remodeling inside. So we're gonna concentrate our efforts on that and maybe in the future, but right now.
no further questions.
Thank you, Commissioner Allen.
No questions.
Thank you very much. If you're all set, we're gonna go to the public. Okay, Michael.
If there are any members of the public who wish to be heard on this item, please raise your hand in the Zoom lobby or approach the podium in the city council chambers. Mr. Chair, seeing none.
Seeing none, close that part of the public hearing. Commissioner Thomas would like to.
Make a motion to approve.
Seconded?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All three commissioners in the affirmative. Thank you for staying in Somerville. Best wishes. Thanks. Next on the agenda,
Mr. Chair, through you, we have 2 items with in-person participants. Item 18 may take less time than item 20.
okay, so why don't we take, at the recommendation of Michael, let's take item number 18, Foodie's Kitchen, LLC, DBA Foodie's Kitchen, 235 Holland Street, Somerville, requesting approval of an all forms 7-day and entertainment by devices indoors license. Proposed hours of operation, indoor alcohol and food service, Monday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. They are proposing 18 seats. We have the applicant here present in the chamber. This is a public hearing. Please identify yourself for the record. Frank, how are you? Is this your first venture into a restaurant? Okay, where is it? I'm sorry. Thank you very much. This is purely, there's no alcohol involved. Devices indoors, just speakers.
This is an alcohol license for an existing.
New, I'm sorry, my apologies. New all forms, 7-day restaurant license, all forms, 7-day. Thank you. Have you held a alcoholic beverage license in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts prior to this?
No.
Okay, are you tip certified? Okay, thank you. Okay, Commissioner Allen.
You've done a couple of one-day licenses, correct? Cool. Any issues running those?
No.
Cool. Great. No further questions.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Thomas.
Yeah, thank you for choosing Somerville. I'm very familiar with Pickleys. For the indoor seating, any issues with getting a wheelchair in there?
It's not wheelchair.
It's not wheelchair accessible. During the application, was this presented to engineering?
It was, Mr. Chair, through you, yes, it was.
Can we hear a recommendation from the director? Or Nikki's?
Sorry, I'm not familiar with this because it was not submitted as outdoor dining. Brian, do you?
Thank you very much.
That is correct.
Or either Nikki or Director Postaway, who signs off on this from, is that ISD? When it comes to ADA compliant?
Correct. That would be ISD.
Okay. To date, engineering has signed off on outdoor dining only. ISD is required to sign off on ADA compliant for indoor.
Mr. Chair, thank you for your patience. I'm just going off the records here.
Yep. To the applicant, is this the site of a former restaurant?
Yes.
It is. Do you know the name of that restaurant? House of Tibet. Okay, and this 235 Holland Street, that is just past the plaza, almost across from the T-stop.
Yes.
I'm familiar. So that's in the block that is adjacent to where the old Johnny D's was, where there's a brand new building that went up in the past few years.
Not familiar with Johnny D's.
Okay.
It's also the same building with Turkish Istanbul.
Okay. Could you describe for the commission what you say when it's not ADA compliant? Is there a step that comes from the sidewalk?
There's 3 steps.
There are 3 steps that go from the sidewalk into your restaurant.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that the only entrance in?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, through you, I do have the records here. The reviews for this particular application were routed over a year ago in March of 2023. I have a business license review from the engineering department. It does have Director Postlewaite's name and it says NA next to it. And then we have ISD building, Albert Barboot says approved with conditions. The conditions do not refer to ADA compliance.
It's my understanding that when an existing storefront is taken by a business, they do not have to provide that if it did not have it prior, unless they hit a threshold of extensive renovations. So I think this is outside of the scope of our discussion today.
Could you describe the renovations that you're doing into the interior of the restaurant?
That I did.
That you have done or you will do,
Pretty much painting.
but no significant construction?
No.
Okay. I believe that Commissioner Allen is correct. And that probably guided ISD to why they signed off on it. ADA, as you know, Commissioner, those rules are written so that there are instances that are grandfathered.
Right, of course.
And then significant construction or renovation to a site triggers the ADA compliance.
Right, right.
Okay.
But I always do like to point out, as the city becomes more and more accessible with the introduction of the T, we will see a lot more different types of clientele.
Yep. Michael?
Mr. Chair, through you, Director Postlewaite has a hand raised in the Zoom.
Sure. We're just going to hear from someone who does this on a daily basis. Director Postaway, can you add anything for us?
Yes, Chair and Commissioners, I just wanted to confirm that what Commissioner Allen said was correct. That if there is a change in use of the location, such as it became a restaurant and was not previously a restaurant, or if it had a significant increase in cost or a significant cost to upgrade the space. Only then would ADA come into place, and they would have to go for a variance if they were going to leave it non-accessible. Of course, I'm not the commissioner of buildings and ISD, and they do have other criteria, but those two I am aware of.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Are you all set,
Yeah, I'm
Commissioner
all set.
Thomas?
Once again, thank you for expanding in the city. Definitely appreciate that. No further questions, Mr. Chair.
Very good. You're all set? We're gonna go to the public. Okay, any members of the public, Michael?
If there are any members of the public who wish to be heard on this item, please raise your hand in the Zoom lobby or approach the podium here in City Council chambers. Mr. Chair, seeing none.
Seeing none, close that part of the public hearing. Commissioner Allen would like to.
Make a motion to approve?
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Aye. All three commissioners in the affirmative. Best wishes down there in Davis Square. Thank you very much for coming up. Next on the agenda for the in-person folks.
Mr. Chair, next on the agenda, we have item 20, which has elements of outdoor dining and as well as members of the public who are here in person to be heard on this.
Great. So let's see if the applicant is present or their representative. And before I read it, let me find it. It's item number 20.
Item number 20, that's correct, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much.
I believe I do, Mr. Chair. through
You
I
see a
do
hand?
see the applicant's representative,
Very good.
and I believe the applicant themselves.
Okay, very good. If they're here, then we're going to proceed to item number 20. This is a new application for an all forms 7-day restaurant license with a common victular, entertainment by devices indoors, Sunday hours, outdoor public parklet, and outdoor private seating. This is for Sound South Somerville LLC DBA Soundbites, 704 Broadway, Somerville, requesting approval of the all forms, common victular, entertainment by devices, Sunday hours, outdoor public parklet seating, hours of operation for indoor and outdoor, public and private, with alcohol service, Sunday, 10 a.m. through 9 p.m., Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. through 9 p.m. The hours of operation are as described. Indoor seats, they're proposing 97. Outdoor on the public sidewalk, they're proposing 11. And outdoor on the private patio, they're proposing 12. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant or their representative present?
Mr. Chair.
Good
through
evening.
you- Go ahead, attorney.
Oh, yes. Good evening. My name is Carolyn Conway. I have with me tonight Mr. Keller Zera, who is the applicant and the proposed manager of record. Also available is the landlord of the premises, Mr. Anton Cella. The commission, I trust, will recognize this as Soundbites, which is a breakfast, lunch, and soon to be a little bit more of dinner at 704 Broadway. Actually, this is a restaurant that was pretty near turnkey condition. We propose that we have the 97 seats inside. Of that 97 seats, 15 are bar seats. The rest is table seating. As the chairman has said, outdoor on the sidewalk, the public sidewalk is for 11 seats, and the patio in the rear is for 12 seats. This is a full service restaurant, as I said, serving breakfast, lunch. We hope to get a little bit more dinner going that will be open for 7 days a week. It will close at 9 o'clock at night, and we hope to serve all of the members of the public. Mr. Zera is coming in and has a great support system coming in. It's a restaurant where the alcohol is not the main component, but it is also that component that makes it a dining experience for the people wanting to enjoy, say, in the morning, a Bloody Mary, and going all the way up through dinner to have beer and wine. So the operation is not going to change in any significant way other than that we hope to up our game. All of the employees, including the manager, will be tip certified. We have put in, and plan to put in, great employee training so that they will be familiar with all the rules, of both of this commission and the Alcoholic Beverages Control Commission with respect to the sale and service of alcohol. And we just expect that this premises will continue to be a gem for the neighborhood. We're welcome for any questions that the commission may have.
Attorney Conway, thank you very much. I'm going to ask Commissioner Allen to start with any questions he might have.
Yeah, could you give me a timeline of when was the business sold? And if there was any time where it was operating, selling liquor without a license?
Well, we believe that there was a license there and that license had been, it was renewed. It was a misunderstanding that went, and as soon as it was, we shut down and we are correcting everything now. Again, we did not intend to circumvent anything, but we just believe that the alcohol license that was there was going to be under management. So it was a misunderstanding and we apologize to the commission.
All right, I understand your, that. Could you give me perhaps a more concrete timeline? When did you believe you had transferred the license? How long were you in operation? When did you determine that you were in violation and shut down?
Well, I believe that what it was is that we believe that we were managing the former license, not that it had been actually transferred. It was operated for a short period of time, a matter of weeks. And when the shutdown occurred in March of this year.
Thank you. Does your client have history in the restaurant industry? Has he owned a liquor license?
He has not previously owned a liquor license, though he has worked, has some experience in the alcohol industry, but he is now going to be undergoing intensive training and with a great support staff coming in to operate the restaurant.
Is he currently tip certified?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. No further questions at this time.
Thank you. Commissioner Thomas.
Yes, Counselor, just a quick question to follow up on the 97 seats. I haven't been in Somerville in a while. Can you touch base on the ADA seating within?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Can you touch base on the accessibility seating within the establishment?
I believe that with the aisles and the seating, that just about every seat in the premises would be accessible.
Okay. No further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Counselor, if you don't mind, I'm going to go right to the owners. Mr. Cella, are you available?
Mr. Cella is the landlord. It's Mr. Kellard Zera that is the owner.
Okay.
Mr. Zara, you are unmuted on our end.
Mr. Zera, if you could just, if you think you're unmuted, if you could just say something and we'll connect you here.
Mr. Chair, through you, I am seeing unmuted on our end.
Okay. Mr. Zera? Is it Zera? Z-E-R-A?
Mr. Chair, correct, that is how it's.
Thank you. Counsel, are you able to talk to your client and see if they can connect?
Yes, let me text him right away.
Okay.
While you're reaching out to the potential licensee counselor, I wanted to dig a little bit more on this concept of managing another liquor license. I've never heard that term before. Could you elaborate?
Managing a liquor license is when it's basically an employment agreement where the current holder of the license engages another entity to manage its liquor license for them. It's part of the ABCC application.
Okay. So the restaurant itself had been transferred and sold, but your understanding was that you were essentially managing the liquor license.
That would be the case during the transfer process.
Okay, but no paperwork had been filed with either us or the ABCC.
I'm not going to say, no, it was not filed, that we were just going to get it done as soon as possible, and there was just a confusion as to what was going on.
Thank you.
Okay, can we get Mr. Zera or no? If not, Counselor, I'll just continue asking my questions of you.
Okay, I
All right.
have texted him.
Okay, Michael, if you could just keep a lookout and see if the hand raises. Okay, Counselor, for the record, the building and the establishment was sold in December of 23. Is that a correct statement?
That I believe that's when yes, I believe that's correct.
Okay, and Mr. Sella bought the building and the establishment? Or is it your representation tonight that Mr. Cella only bought the building and that Mr. Zera bought the restaurant? Is that what you're telling us tonight?
What I'm saying is that Mr. Cella had entered into agreements for both the real estate
Correct.
and the business, and then he nominated Mr. Zera to be the purchaser on the restaurant business.
Okay, all right. So I want to make a couple of statements here. There was a restaurant that was operating known as Soundbites. That establishment, meaning the building and the restaurant, with its accompanying licenses, you think your client bought all of that and that had the right to operate without notifying the state or the city that the licenses were being transferred? Is that what you asked this commission to believe tonight?
No, what I'm saying is that there was a misunderstanding, that we had thought that there would be a kind of a bridge, and it didn't happen, and we're here to correct everything. As soon as the misunderstanding was recognized, that the business shut down and has been in full compliance.
Okay, no disrespect, Counselor, but how long do you think that it would have taken for them to recognize that they had not applied to either the state or the city to transfer the licenses?
The applications were underway.
Okay, Michael, can you tell me the date of application for the new owners?
Mr. Chair, through you, yes, I can. Give me one quick moment to type this in.
Okay. So, Counselor, that's kind of why I wanted to talk to the owners, okay? Because the representation is that they have managed at some point or another. Am I incorrect that one of them managed a restaurant at one point?
Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, if you could identify yourself for the record. This is
So
Chairman
sorry about that.
Lynch.
I was having some audio issues. My name is Khalard Zera. I'm the owner of the restaurant.
Okay, and what is your relationship with the building owner, Mr. Zera?
No relationship to him.
Okay, is there any pledge of license? Is there any paperwork that we can find or that you have submitted other than the lease between Mr. Cella's entity and the restaurant?
Yes,
Uh,
there is a note where Mr. Cella has financed the purchase of the business.
Got it. There is a business relationship between the owner and the restaurant. Is that a correct statement, Counselor or Mr. Cello? Other than the lease.
Well, other than the lease, there is a lender relationship. I don't know if I
Correct.
characterize that as a business relationship.
Correct. Is there a pledge from the owner of the business to the property owner?
No.
There is not. Okay. All right, let me move on. So in December of 23, both the business and the building were sold. When it came to my attention that this entity was operating without a license, I had to take action, and the ISD division went down and paid a visit to the restaurant. And that was done in March. Is that a correct statement?
Yes.
I believe so.
Okay, so the restaurant was operating without a public health license, without a restaurant license, without a liquor license, without an outdoor dining license. So to the owners and to the applicant, can you understand why I have a little concern about your application? If you are running an establishment open to the public, you are required to have licenses for those. That is not a misunderstanding. That is something that is known to anybody who's in the business world, is that you need permits, you need insurance, you need licenses. So, Counselor, no offense, I know you're just representing your clients. I'm not buying it that it was a mistake. If you're purchasing a building and a restaurant for over $1 million, that's an investment of your money. You should know that you need licenses and permits. What you're looking for tonight is to establish under new ownership the old Sound Bites. You're going to keep the name as Sound Bites. There is one concern that I have, and I questioned earlier, is the outdoor private dining. My records and my information that came back to me is that the private dining in the back of that restaurant was only granted during pandemic in 2020. So I'm just going to wait for Director Postlewaite to come forward and talk about that. To Mr. Tella or Mr. Zora, I know you're listening. I just want to make it very, very clear that all businesses are welcome here in Somerville. But this commission in this city does not tolerate ignorance of the law as a valid defense. It is not. So Commissioner Thomas, Commissioner Allen, anything else that we need to address before we talk about outdoor dining with Director Postlewaite, and then we go to the public?
Nothing on my end, Mr. Chair.
Nothing else.
Thank you very much. If you don't mind, Attorney Conway and Mr. Chella, we're going to go to the outdoor dining piece of this. Director Postlewaite, are you available to address it?
I'm available.
Okay, we've got an application for 11 sidewalk seats and 12 on an outdoor private patio.
Yes.
Okay.
We learned after finishing our review of this application that the rear patio is likely not actually physically accessible as is shown in the plans. Through reviewing prior plans and photos from past licenses for this property. If that is true and the back patio is not physically accessible, we would not recommend approval for the 12 private seats, but would instead recommend approval of only the 11 seats of public sidewalk seating.
Okay, Attorney Conway, thank you very much. Would you like to withdraw the application for the outdoor private seating?
Yes, subject to, without prejudice, because we were, based on the, what the architect in the new plans, we believe that it was accessible. So we would like to be able to go back and rethink that. But yes, right now we would.
Okay, so let's do this step by step. So Nikki, was that Nikki Green prior? Yeah, Nikki, the applicant is going to withdraw their application for the outdoor seating on private patio. So If you could just hold, we're gonna take that up. Right? Do we need to do that in a procedure? Or is it okay that the applicant is withdrawing that request?
Mr. Chair, through you, I believe the applicant can withdraw that.
Okay, so commissioners, the applicant is withdrawing the outdoor private seats for 12 without prejudice. Okay, so we're not going to consider that tonight. Okay. Nikki, if you could go to the outdoor public sidewalk seating.
Sure. We also reviewed the outdoor public sidewalk seating, and that was sufficiently accessible, and we would recommend approval of that.
Thank you very much. Okay. All right, Attorney Conway or Mr. Tella, anything that you need to address with the commission prior to us going to the public?
No, again, only that we plan on coming in and being coming in and be, as I said, to meet a public need in the community and to be a full service restaurant for the community.
Great. And just for your information, when I was consulted about a restaurant operating without a license in the city, my first inclination was to shut it down completely. So ISD, the director of ISD spoke with me and requested relief on your part for a takeout only. So I would ask you to, you're new coming into the city of Somerville. This commission takes very seriously our role that you are operating with proper licenses and that you are not in violation of rules, regulations, and ordinances when it comes to the employees of that establishment.
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you very much. Michael, why don't we go to the public?
Mr. Chair, through you, just point of information before we go to the public, I wanted to answer your question for the record. This application was filed on March 15th, 2020.
March 15th, from December of 23, sometime in December of 23, till it was shut down for takeout only. This establishment was operating without any licenses. So that's our finding, Counselor. Anyway, we're at the public hearing part of this. Any members of the public wish to be heard on the application? Why don't we take the folks who are in chamber first?
Mr. Chair, through you, I am aware of at least three people who would like to make public comments.
Sure.
Whoever would like to go first can please approach the podium. If I could ask you two things. First is to state and spell your name for the record. And second, I wanted to let you know that we'll have a 2-minute timer running. When that gets to its end, I'll just raise my hand just to let you know. Okay?
Good evening, commissioners. My name is Francisca Sepulveda. It spells Francisca, and my last name is Sepulveda. I'm here on behalf of the workers. I am the director of the Immigrant Workers Center, NASCOSH, which is the Massachusetts Coalition for Occupational Safety and Health. And we're here to support reopening sunlights. 2 years ago, workers came to NASCOSH, our Immigrant Workers Center, and the Welcome Project seeking for help because they were facing several issues related to the working condition. Some of these issues were related to discrimination, non-payment of wages, non-payment of overtime, not having any benefits, and even retaliation by the previous owner. However, even with the new owner, they have still had their hours dramatically cut. They continue to have differential payment rates on their ethnicity and have not had the vacation time restored, which was one of the benefits that was offered to them originally. And so we're here we want to make sure that while Sunrise is reopened, to be the thriving restaurant that it used to be, and that so workers can have their jobs back, but we also want to make sure that they have fair working conditions. So some of the demands of the workers, they want to make sure that the owners know and they ensure they offer them these first restaurant workers had their hours dramatically reduced or be forced to leave. Some of them have quit because they don't have enough hours to get enough salary. They want to ensure that all of them receive at least 1 week of vacation pay, which was promised originally. Have the right to take family medical leave and other state requirements in terms of sick time, and address discrepancies between Anglo-Americans and Latino employees. And finally, ensuring that all of their rights are complied and they are able to speak up without the fear of retaliation. So I'm just here to convey those things that the workers want to ensure that the owners know. But we're here in full support that the restaurant opens so they can go back to their works.
Francisca, thank you very much. And the organization you're from is Mass Kosh. Thank you very much. Thank you. Any other members of the public who wish to be heard on the application for True Grounds? I'm sorry, my apologies. For sound bites.
Good evening, Commissioner. My name is Juan Williams, J-U-A-N. I'm a director of the orchestra for the local group and team organizer. And although none of the small works were could have made it tonight, we do have a testimony of someone who actually, testified that we actually want somebody to be reopened for this to be proper licensing. But we also want the workers to be treated fair. So I don't know if you guys allow me, can allow me to put testimony in Spanish, but I can translate. Is that all right?
Can we pick up the sound on that?
I'm just gonna say, try and hold the microphone close. Yep, yeah, right, to the speaker.
Y 40 hombres, y de un día para otro, ya no tuve trabajo. Me ha costado mucho hasta ahora conseguir un trabajo, porque pasé todo el por la mañana. Y la razón es que tengo una niña pequeña y quiero aceptar justicia. Bueno, sí. Muchísimo emocionalmente porque estaba estable, estaba bien, tenía mi trabajo, todo pasaba súper bien.
So two questions that I asked her, like how this affect her. But now that she doesn't have a job, she's coming to say that she's like emotionally affected by it. Also hasn't found a job yet. She also mother of one, which has dramatically, because of the condition that she's working on, somebody is not obviously able to find a job now because of mental reasons, and also she states that she is looking for a job, but doesn't have this certificate.
How's that one?
This,
Yep, thank you very much. Thank you. Is there any other members of the public who wish to be heard on the application? If you could just state your name for the record, please.
It's Martin Volsky Gale, and I'm a Somerville neighbor, just 3 blocks from Soundbites. I've been going to Soundbites for many, many years and gotten to know both the previous owner and the workers. And in a nutshell, I appreciate the work of the commission, the fact that it is very clear in the application that the expectation is that this license is a privilege, that there's an expectation that the owner will abide by not just licensing procedures, but also all wage and hour laws. And that includes, as Francisca mentioned earlier, paid time off, if vacation time had been promised, that it be put forward. And so, again, just validating that the community and the workers want to be sure that the new owner is going to abide by the wage responsibilities. The reason that we have deep concerns is 3 months ago, a new owner transpired, and none of the workers were aware that there was a new owner. They went for several months without a new license, without knowing who their employer was, in limbo. And as a result of, frankly, the negligence of not following through, these workers lost their livelihood. They worked there for, many of them for 20 years. So we are deeply concerned about whether moving forward, this new owner will go to their employees as he should and say, mea culpa, I made a mistake in how I have been treating you, and moving forward, I want you to know that I'm going to make sure that you are treated with respect, that you have the wages you deserve under the law, that you pay time off, and that you have vacation you've been promised. And to know that we are going to be watching and will return to the licensing commission if the employer does not abide by wage and hour laws, because just as it is a privilege to be given it, it is also an opportunity, a responsibility to be taken away if they fail to comply. So I'm looking forward to working with the new owner and seeing this thriving restaurant and workers being able to be treated with due respect. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Are there any other members of the public who wish to be heard on the application?
Are there any additional members of the public who wish to be heard on this? If you are in the Zoom lobby, if you could please raise your hand. Mr. Chair, seeing none.
Seeing none, if we could just make sure, we do have a letter that was addressed to all three commissioners, and that will go into the public record. It was signed by Francisca and Juan. Okay,
So confirm, Mr. Chair.
thank you very much. All right, there are no other members of the public who wish to be heard on the application. I'll close that part of the public hearing.
May I
And-
address some of the, what the owners want to do with respect to, wage and hour?
Yes, Counselor, I'd just like to inform you that this commission was well aware of the previous owner's issues. We understand because we were notified by the Department of Labor. We have been following this saga with the previous owners. It does not bode well for the current owners for their first appearance in front of this commission to plead ignorance of the fact that they should have had valid licenses. That's why you can hear the tone in my voice. So let's go to any questions you have of the commission or anything that you want to comment on the public comments.
Well, I do want to say that we intend on going through, we do understand that there were prior problems with wage and hour, but that under the stewardship that we are going to be educating everyone and making sure we are more than willing to meet with employees or any representative of the employees so that there is a productive discussion and things can move forward so that everyone is satisfied.
Thank you, Attorney Conway. Anything else?
No, not at this juncture.
Okay, so before we do something here, Commissioner Allen, Commissioner Thomas, any other further comments about the application?
Just in regard to what has been put into the record, is just incredibly disturbing.
Thank you, Commissioner. I will make a statement that I make to all applicants, Attorney Conway. This is their license to lose. So I am not happy that, you know, there are issues right off the bat with the application, but I would encourage the owners to contact the previous employees. If this commission grants all of the application, contact previous employees and bring them back to full employment. Because the granting of this license will now allow you to do sit down indoors, sit down outside on your outdoor sidewalk seating, and to start serving alcoholic beverages for the hours that you've requested. I would highly, highly recommend that the owners of this establishment make good to the employees. That's all I have. I'll make the
You have our
motion.
pledge.
Thank you very much, Attorney Conway. I'll make the motion to approve without outdoor private seating.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Right?
Nay.
Aye. 2 commissioners in the affirmative, the motion passes. Attorney Conway, thank you very much. Thank your client for us. For members of the public, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Next item on the agenda.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, thank you. We would now go back to the outdoor dining. We have no further members present in the public.
Thank you very much. If you could mute those former folks in there. Outdoor dining, let's take Nikki Green.
Yes, that would start us, Mr. Chair, with item number 12.
Item number 12, it's an existing common victular license, public parklet seating. Rea da Picana and Events, Inc., DBA Rea da Picana, 129 Broadway, Somerville, requesting the approval of the public parklet seating for outdoor seating, 26 seats, public hearing. Is the applicant present or Nikki Green?
Mr. Chair, I see a hand raised in the Zoom lobby. I have unmuted you on our end.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Felipe, Felipe, owner of Hida Picaya.
Welcome back, Felipe. Going for some outdoor seating?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about where is it? Is it parklet directly in front of your establishment?
Yes, right in front of the 129 Broadway.
Okay. How long have you been open down there, Felipe? I think you came in last year, earlier this year.
Yes, 11 years, 12, going on 12.
I'm sorry, again?
Going on 12 years right now.
Okay. All right, Commissioner Allen, any questions of the applicant?
Just pulling up the schematic. No questions for the applicant.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes, on that schematic, Commissioner Allen, do you see ADA seating?
I see 3 seats clearly labeled for wheelchair access.
Awesome. No further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Felipe, you all set?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go to Nikki Green for outdoor dining. Nikki, you're up.
Hello. So this applicant worked with us when we shifted the location of the parking lines on the corner of the block here. They had to adjust their parklet for that. Everything worked out, and we recommend approval of their outdoor seating.
Thank you very much. Okay, this is a public hearing. Let's go to the public.
If there are any members of the public who wish to be heard on this item and you are in the Zoom lobby, please raise your hand. Mr. Chair, seeing none.
Seeing none, close that part of the public hearing. Commissioner Thomas would like to.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Felipe, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you, you too. Next item, please, for outdoor dining.
Mr. Chair, that brings us to item number 14.
Item number 14 is a existing common victular. They're looking for entertainment by devices outdoors.
This one was highlighted, Mr. Chair, by Director Postleigh, but it appears to not be outdoor dining. You can take it up if you'd like, or we can move on.
Yeah. That director posted, wait, you know?
Control F for outdoors.
Well, I've called it, so let's stick with it. La Cosecha Corp., DBA La Cosecha, 85B Broadway, Somerville, requesting the approval to add entertainment by devices outdoors. It's a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
Mr. Chair, I do see a hand raised. You are unmuted on our end.
Oh, hello, everybody. My name is Mary Angel, and I'm the daughter of the owner, and I'm here to represent La Cosecha. We were just asking for the request of the approval of the entertainment by devices outdoor. We are in our patio. We already have the license of the patio, and we would just wanted to add the entertainment. We do have entertainment inside, and it would be a speaker outside, and the music would be controlled inside, and it would just be really slow classical music just for people to enjoy their eating.
Thank you very much. And just for my hearing, could you state your first name again?
Mary Angel.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
Yeah, Mary, do you have any idea what size speaker will be used to amplify the sound outdoors?
Yes, it's JBL, and it would be 27.9 inches wide and 3.9 inches of height.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Allen.
No questions.
Thank you very much. Or, remind me, the volume control is controlled from indoors, correct?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I have no other questions. Let's go to the public.
Are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on this item? And you are in the Zoom lobby, please raise your hand. Mr. Chair, seeing none.
Seeing none, close that part of the public hearing. Commissioner Allen would like to.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All three commissioners in the affirmative. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Have a good night.
You too.
Mr. Chair, we're back on track. Item number 16 is our next outdoor dining.
Thank you very much. And it's an existing all forms alcohol license. They're looking for public sidewalk seating for Rincon Mexicano, DBA Rincon Mexicano, 99 Broadway, Somerville. Approval of the public sidewalk seating license, outdoor public seating for 30. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
You are the applicant and you are present to speak on this item. Please raise your hand in the Zoom forum. I see a hand. You are unmuted on our end. Lorenzo.
Hi.
Yeah, there you go. We can hear you.
Hi, this is Lorenzo Reyes, and I'm the owner from Rincon Mexicano, 99 Broadway.
Welcome, Lorenzo. Can you tell us a little bit about your public sidewalk seating?
Yes, the reason we reapplied that because last year I just get a special permit because I don't have another second bedroom. So now we add a second bedroom, and that is the reason I need to get my patio like a really back. I have my patio for like 8 years, and I think the community they really love the patio in there, so that is the reason I try to see if I can get it back.
Thank you, Lorenzo. When you say you now have a second bathroom, did you construct that second bathroom interior to your restaurant?
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
No questions at this time, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Thomas, Allen.
No questions for the applicant.
Thank you very much. Okay, Lorenzo, anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, hold on one second. We're going to go to the public.
Engineer.
And part of the public process is engineering available. Nikki Green.
Yes, we have reviewed this application and we recommend it for approval for outdoor dining.
Thank you very much. Members of the public, Michael.
If there are any members of the public who wish to be heard on this item and you are present in the Zoom lobby, please raise your hand. Seeing none, Mr. Chair.
Seeing none, I'll close that part of the public hearing. Commissioner Allen would like to.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All three commissioners in the affirmative. Lorenzo, thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you very much to everybody.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, to move on to our last outdoor dining application, that's item 19.
Item number 19.
Adios.
Adios. Item number 19 is a new all-form 7-day restaurant license, entertainment by performers indoors, Sunday hours, and outdoor public parklet seating. This is for Hot Tomatoes, 77 Bow Street, LLC, DBA Hot Tomatoes. They're requesting the all forms, entertainment by performers indoors, Sunday hours, and outdoor public seating. The hours are as described. They're proposing 42 seats indoors and 12 outdoors. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
Mr. Chair, I do see the applicant in the Zoom lobby. To the applicant, I just allowed you to, just unmuted you on our end.
Good evening. How's everyone doing?
Very good. If you could identify yourself for the record.
My name is Mike Tokatlian, owner of Hot Tomatoes. I've been in Somerville for quite some time. I've I've developed here for about 5 years. So I've been working very closely with your office as well as ISD, all the inspectors and whatnot. We opened Hot Tomatoes. It was a change from a retail store. Last September was our opening date. Initially, we talked about applying for a alcohol license, but we did not at the time because we wanted to get the restaurant up and running, make sure we have everything operating smoothly before we applied for it. And I talked to Andrea about this. Now that things are well, now that we have our deliveries in place, and everything's operating as we wanted to, we want to go the next step and add some outdoor seating in front of our restaurant. We've submitted the plans for that, and I also wanted to add Sunday hours as well as alcohol of all forms.
Very good. Very good. Is it Mike or Michael?
Mike is good, sir.
Mike, thank you very much. Mike, entertainment by performers indoors. Do you have a dedicated area where they're going to be performing?
We do. It will be towards the back of the restaurant. It'll be a very small space. It's not going to be anything extravagant. We have getting a lot of requests from local Somerville talent, such as comics, comedy shows, magic shows, things like that, where they have a crowd that follows them and they just want a good location where they can have good food to enjoy the entertainment. And we thought it would be a great addition to the Union Square area as well.
So slight amplification, mainly spoken word or comedy or?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you very much. Commissioner Thomas, any questions?
Michael, I would be able to get in there with a wheelchair, do a 360 without issue?
You would, sir. We've got about a 5-foot space that goes from the right side of the restaurant as soon as you enter, and you can use that 5-foot space all the way to where the restroom is. And you can have about a 6-foot space in front of where the ordering is to be able to order and turn around and come back. We also have a handicap ramp that you can use right off our sidewalk that will lead you right into the restaurant.
That is great. I appreciate that. I've seen the menu. The menu looks phenomenal.
Love to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be down. No further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Allen.
Mike, you have your tip certification?
I'm in the process of getting that. We have 2 employees that are ready to come on board who would be assisting us with this process, who are also tip certified as well. And they have experience in the bartending field as well.
Perfect. No further questions.
Thank you very much. Mike, you're going to be the manager of record?
Correct.
Okay. You got a backup?
We do. I have a great staff member that's there with me. Phil's been there with me since day one. He's owned 3 Hot Tomatoes before, and he's operating it with me.
Excellent. Very good. Familiarize me. Where is 77 Bow?
So almost right a little bit before where Market Basket is. It's that little circular part where you go through. They just put up that new 18-unit building.
Now
there's another 16 unit in front. It's right in between those two, right next to the coffee shop.
Now I've got it. Yep. Thank you very much. Okay. I don't have any other questions of the applicant. Let's go to Nikki Green for outdoor public parklet seats. They're requesting 12.
Yes, we have reviewed this. Everything looks good. We recommend approval of their outdoor dining.
Thank you, Nikki Green from Engineering. This is a public hearing. Michael?
If there are any members of the public who wish to be heard on this item and you are present in the Zoom lobby, could please go ahead and raise your hand. Mr. Chair, seeing none.
Thank you very much. Seeing none, I close that part of the public hearing, and Commissioner Thomas
would like to make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All 3 commissioners in the affirmative. Take it away, Commissioner Thomas.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
No. Denied. Denied.
This is the welcome, right? This is the welcome.
Wanted him to say welcome and keep going at Hot Tomatoes, so. All right.
I think this playoff game is in my head.
There you
but
go.
We do welcome you to Somerville, and thank you for choosing Somerville, and thank you for expanding here. And we look forward to coming down.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, my friend. Good evening.
You too.
Just one quick question, just for clarity. I know you opened it with outdoor seating. Do I need to stay on to be heard for the alcohol portion, or are we all set?
No, you are all set. We voted on
appreciate
the
it.
entire application for alcohol, entertainment by performers, Sunday hours, and outdoor public seating.
I appreciate it, gentlemen. Have a good night.
You're welcome. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank
All right, we done with outdoor seating?
Mr. Chair, we are. That brings us back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Director Postlethwaite, Nikki Green, thank you very much on the outdoor dining. Number, Michael?
Mr. Chair, through you, item number.
Item number 5, we're on to special alcohol license requests. Item number 5 is from the Boston Jazz Foundation, 80 Honeywell Ave, Boston, requesting approval of a special alcohol license for the Boston Jazz Foundation's International Jazz Day fundraiser. It's going to be held indoors at 11 Sanborn Court on 5/29/24 from 6:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Is the applicant present?
You are the applicant. I do see a hand raised, Mr. Chair. You are unmuted on our end.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, if you could state your name for the record, please.
My name is Moriah Phillips. I'm the vice chair of the Boston Jazz Foundation.
And Mariah, if you could tell the commission a little bit about your special event? How many people you're
Sure.
going to have? Yep.
So our event is to raise funds for our flagship event, which is the Charles River Jazz Festival. It's a free to the public all-day music festival held at Herder Park in Lower Alston. We rely heavily on grants and public funding. This event is a way to help raise those funds, but also get the community involved and have them see how their contributions have been helping our programming throughout the year. So this will be held at Warehouse 11. We currently have 25 tickets sold. We are anticipating to have more within the next week. The event is next Wednesday. And we have a maximum capacity or sellout at 100 people total. And that would include staff as well from the foundation.
Great. Thank you, Mariah. Commissioner Allen.
Purchasing the liquor for this event from a licensed distributor.
Yes.
Perfect. No further questions.
Commissioner Thomas.
No further questions.
Okay, everybody handling alcohol, Mariah is going to be tip certified, correct?
Oh, yes, we do have a certified bartender through Exquisite Event Catering who will be handling the alcohol. I am also tip certified just to have a backup person on hand if needed.
Thank you, Mariah. I have no other questions. Commissioner Thomas would like to
make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All 3 commissioners in the affirmative. Mariah, have a great event.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Commissioner Thomas, would you like to take number 6? Would you like to take over here for a few minutes? Sure.
Next up on the docket, we have a Small Change Brewing Company, 636 Mystic Ave in Somerville, requesting the approval of a special alcohol license for Summer in the Park to be held outdoors at Cross Street, East Somerville on 7/27/2024 from 3 p.m. till 6 p.m. The rain date for this event is scheduled for 7/28/2024, and they are requesting alcohol service.
I see a hand, Mr. Chair, through you in the Zoom lobby. Michael Patterson, you are unmuted on our end.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Michael. Yep.
Hi, this is Michael Patterson, one of the owners of Small Change Brewing Company.
Perfect. Thank you, Michael, for the introduction. Can you tell us a little bit more about Summer in the Park?
Sure. It's an event organized by East Somerville Main Streets on July 27th at Cross Street. And then we are going to be one of the vendors at the event serving alcohol. I think we're the only one serving alcohol.
Okay, will this be a ticketed event?
No, open to the public. Open to the public. Yep.
How will you be determining age at this event?
We participated in 2 similar events with East Somerville Main Streets last year. They did a block party series, and we just as people approached our table, we asked for ID and gave them wristbands.
Okay, it's just an open format, open space
Yeah.
type function?
Mhm.
Okay. No further questions at this time, Mr. Chair. Commissioner Allen?
Yeah, is there any cordoned off zone where the alcohol cannot move beyond it?
Yeah, so last year, and I would assume it would be the same this year, they posted signs at the end of the street saying no alcohol past this point. So I believe they're planning to do the same this year. And then I think the park that's there is also going to have a no alcohol past this point sign in front of that.
Okay. No further questions.
Thank you. Michael, it's Chairman Lynch. If you could just describe for me, you're gonna have an event, you're gonna be selling your product at an outdoor event organized by East Somerville Main Streets on Cross Street East. Have I got the facts straight?
Correct.
So Cross Street East is a public street?
Yes, I believe they've applied for a public event license for
Thank
the
you.
street closure.
Okay, if you could hold for 1 second for me, Mike, if we could just look up. I had kind of the same quizzical look on my face that Commissioner Allen did. And I don't recall block parties having alcoholic beverage licenses. This sounds like a block party to me. Ungated, a sign saying no alcohol beyond this point. That's great, but who's monitoring it? I mean, Mike, this is not against you. I'm wondering why, there's just something doesn't look right to us. So if you bear with me.
Sure.
So Mike, I think what we're looking for is an application for East Somerville Main Streets. And this is all part of a program that the city has called Summer in the Park. Because when I first looked at this, I thought it was being held in a park somewhere. Yeah, but
right.
It sounds like it's on the streets. Mike, who did you deal with at East Somerville Main Streets?
It's Lindsay Allen and Paula, who's helping with the events for East Somerville Main Streets.
Okay, great.
Mr. Chair, for you, I see applications from East Somerville Main Streets for Symphony Park. But not who was the same.
No, it is not.
I'm just looking through my emails. I don't have the public event license number from them on file.
Mr. Chair, through you, just searching the address and for East Somerville Main Streets, I'm not seeing an application, a public event license application for this address.
7/16/2025.
16th, huh? Okay, Mike, I really wish we could help you tonight so that you get this off your plate.
Mhm.
But if we cannot find the public permit occupant, the public occupancy request, I would not feel comfortable giving you a permit for that without knowing the details from East Somerville Main Street, if they are the organizer.
Right, that makes sense.
What we can do, because of the dates, you're looking at 7/27 with a rain date of 7/28. Our July meeting is on 7/16. So we could bring you back in June,
That would be great.
okay? And maybe that would be time for a catch up with the application by East Somerville Main Streets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, I'm sorry about this, but we don't have enough information from East Somerville Main Streets about how this thing is gonna be controlled.
Yep, no, that's no problem at all.
Okay. The chair would like to make a motion to continue item number 6, Small Change Brewing Company, to the June agenda.
Seconded.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye, all 3 commissioners in the affirmative. Mike, hopefully we can get this straightened out between East Somerville Main Streets and us, okay?
Great, thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Item number 7, Commissioner Thomas.
Oh, sure. Next up, we have item number 7, Down East Cider, 256 Marginal Street in Boston. They are requesting the approval of a special alcohol license for Down East Cider at Assembly Row by Club Volvo to be held outdoors at the park in Assembly Row in Somerville on 5/31/24 through 6/29/24 from 12 p.m. till 11 p.m. Alcohol service requested. Do we have anybody on the line? Mr. Portier to represent Down East.
I do have a hand raised. You are unmuted on our end.
Hello, everybody. You guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Can you please state your name for the record?
Sure. I'm Roisin Gilligan. I'm our owned premise manager at Down East Cider.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about Down East at Assembly Row?
Sure. This is the same thing that we've been running in the last 2 months so far, or 2-ish months, and the same event that we also ran last year from July to November. It's a partnership that we have with Volo, co-ed sports leagues for adults. We share the space with them. Our 2 shipping containers, 10-foot by 8-foot each, are in their little fenced off area. They open up and we serve to the Volo players and anybody who is on the lawn if they should choose to come up and grab a cider or otherwise.
Yeah, excellent. I appreciate those details. Any issues whatsoever or anything you would like to see improved?
No, it's been pretty good so far.
Awesome.
Besides the weather.
Right. Pass it off to Mr. Chair for any further questions.
I have no questions. Roisin, welcome back.
Thank you. Got my sound to work this time.
Commissioner Allen, any questions?
No questions.
I'd make a move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Roisin, for applying. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Number 8 has been withdrawn, Mr. Chair. Moving on to number 9. Warehouse X, again, on 11 Sanborn Court in Somerville, requesting approval of a special alcohol license for pop music sessions. This is to be held at 11 Sanborn Court in Somerville on a number of dates here: 5/22/2024, 5/24/2024, 5/25, 5/26/2024, 6/1/2024, 6/2/2024, 6/6/2024, 6/13, 6/15, 6/19, 6/20, and 6/22/2024 from 7 p.m. until 11 p.m. and alcohol service is requested. Do we have anybody on the line for Warehouse X?
You are the applicant and you are here and present to speak on this item. If you could please raise your hand. Once again, if you are the applicant for the Warehouse 11 item. Item number 9 on tonight's agenda, could you please raise your hand if you're in the Zoom lobby? Here. Not seeing any hands raised.
Right, so we'll move this to the end of the agenda and see if anybody appears for Warehouse 11 on Sanborn Court. Moving forward, just checking in, item number 10, correct? Yes, awesome. This is for a Revival Cafe on 197 Elm Street in Somerville. They are requesting the approval of a special alcohol license for queer open mic night to be held at 197 Elm Street in Somerville on 6/21/2024 from 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. And alcohol service is requested. Do we have anybody on the line representing Revival Cafe?
I do, yes, Mr. Chair. Jill Quinn, you are unmuted on our end.
Good evening, commissioners. My name is Jill Quinn, for the record. I have been a administrator for Revival Cafe for 6 years now. We have had a few, probably a handful of now, one-day liquor license In the past, they've been for food pop-ups. This one is going to be for a queer open mic night, which will essentially just be a very intimate space inside our cafe. We will be IDing everybody that comes in and giving them wristbands if they are over 21. We're looking to serve just beer and wine that we will get through a distributor, or one of our other cafes has a full liquor license, so we have distributors we have relationships with. And essentially this will be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you have any questions for me, I would be happy to answer them.
Sure. How many servers will we be having?
Oh, so we will have 2 servers. They're from our sister restaurant, so they will be fully tip certified and trained up on all that.
Okay, excellent. And I know there will be a question on distributors, and I'll throw that to Commissioner Allen.
For purchasing your liquor for this event from a distributor and not using the stock of your sister establishment?
Yes, exactly. So we are going to go through Burke Distributing because they do wine and beer, and we will be, using them for this. Thank you.
Perfect. No further questions.
Mr. Chair.
I have no questions of the applicant.
That's great. I would make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you,
Thank
Jill.
you.
All 3 commissioners.
All 3 commissioners are in approval, and the motion carries. Thank you, Jill.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Next up, we have special farmer winery license from Far From the Tree. This is item number 11 tonight. At 108 Jackson Street in Salem, requesting the approval of a special alcohol license for David Square Farmers Market to be held outdoors at David Square parking lot on Wednesday, 5/22/2024 through 11/27/2024 from 12 p.m. until 6 p.m. Alcohol service requested. Is there anybody in the line representing Far From the Tree?
Yes, I believe I have Jessica here to speak on behalf of the applicant. Is that correct? Jessica, if you are here to speak on behalf of Far From the Tree, you're unmuted on our end. Also have Margaret Morrissey with a hand raised. I'm gonna unmute you.
No, I'm sorry, that's for Warehouse 11.
That's Warehouse 11. Okay, that we can go back to. Okay, gotcha. Jessica, are you here to speak on behalf of Far From the Tree? You are unmuted on our end.
Nothing.
Okay, let's give it a shot, Jessica. You are unmuted and it looks like your microphone is on. Jessica?
Okay, I would recommend to Commissioner Thomas that we have the applicant reboot and try to come back in, and we'll take them as soon as we can reestablish. But we do have, I made an error when I recommended to you that we put Warehouse 11 at the end of the agenda. They
Okay.
should have been put at the end of the special alcohol license requests. So I think the clerk is indicating that the representative from Warehouse 11 is back. So if you're in agreement, why don't we do that?
I am in agreement with that recommendation, Mr. Chair, and would like to go back to item number, help me out, please.
Item number 9.
Right, back one, which is Warehouse 11 on 11 Sanborn Court in Somerville, requesting approval of a special alcohol license for pop music session.
I don't think you have to read all the dates again.
I was just realizing I was probably going to. This is for the pop music sessions to be held indoors at 11 Sanborn Court in Somerville, Mass. Starting on 5/22/24 through 6/22, with dates in between from 7 p.m. till 11 p.m. Is anybody here representing Warehouse 11?
Yes, hello,
Yeah.
hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Can you hear us?
Hello,
Hello.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Peggy, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Sorry, I'm in a hospital with somebody, so hi, sorry about that. So
Yes,
yeah, can you hear? You can hear me? Okay,
yes. Can you please state your name for the record and your affiliation with Warehouse 11?
okay. Peggy Morrissey, owner of Warehouse 11 in Somerville, 11
Excellent.
Sanborn Court. Sorry.
Yep. Can you tell us a little bit more about the pop
Yeah.
music sessions, please?
There's a few different ones. Berkeley are doing one or two. There's a reggae fest. There's a jazz fest, and then there's one or two other musical events starting from 7 until 11, in the at 11.
And in the past, Warehouse 11, any issues with events happening?
No, never had any problems.
That's awesome. I'd move it on to Mr. Chair for any further questions.
Thank you very much. Peggy, for any of these special events, do you think you're gonna need police details for any of these with a lot of?
No, well, none of the people rent the space and they put on the event, so they sell the tickets. But so far, I think most of them have been around 50 or 60 people.
Got it.
I think.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I have no other questions.
Alan.
Purchasing liquor for these from a licensed distributor?
Yes, always.
No further questions.
Right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Sorry about the delay.
Yep, I would make a motion to approve.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All three commissioners are in approval. Peggy,
Okay, thank you very much.
and thank you for coordinating these things.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Back to 11.
We're moving on, well, back to number 11, Far From the Tree at 108 Jackson Street in Salem. This is for the special farmer winery licenses, and they're requesting approval of a special alcohol license for the December Square Farmers Market to be held outdoors at Davis Square parking lot on Wednesday, 5/22/2024 through 11/27/2024 from 12 p.m. until 6 p.m. Alcohol service requested. Is there anybody on the line from Far From the Tree?
This is Jessica. Sorry about before, my phone wasn't cooperating, so I had to switch to my laptop.
That's no problem, Jessica. You are loud and clear now. Can you please state your name and
My name
affiliation for the record?
My name is Jessica Cresamano. I am the brand manager from Far From the Tree, basically coordinating events this year, specifically farmers markets. We already have our approval for Union Square Farmers Market and had our first weekend on Saturday, and it went swimmingly. So I'm hoping that we can do the same in Davis Square as well this year. All of our staff is tip certified, myself included. We will be selling 4-packs to go and sampling, obviously IDing anyone who comes up for samples and sales.
Excellent. I did see the festivities in Union Square this past Saturday. Everything looked like it went really well. Any questions, Mr. Chair?
No, Jessica, welcome back. You're braving the November weather. You're gonna have a hot mulled wine. Is that what you do?
We do make mulled cider during the colder months, so we might have that available. Uncertain, we shall see.
I have no other questions.
No questions.
Great. I make a motion to approve Far From the Tree special winery license.
A second?
I
All
do
in
have.
favor? Sorry.
Oh,
Any questions?
I just have a quick question. So our
Sure.
first day should be tomorrow. Pending approval of this, are we able to operate tomorrow as long as I pay the fee online?
I think that should be fine.
We're getting the affirmative head shake from our operations clerk. Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Perfect. No further questions?
No, I think she's all set and the motion is on the floor.
Yeah, so we'll make a motion to approve again.
Second.
Michelle? All in favor?
Aye.
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 All three commissioners.
All three commissioners are in favor and motion carries. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Commissioner, that brings us to item 13.
Yep.
Okay, let's give Commissioner Allen some exercise on the jaw here.
All righty, Craven Co. DBA Craven Co. Cafe, 198 Holland Street, Somerville, requesting the approval to reduce indoor seating, going from a current 48 seats to a proposed number of 26. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I do see a hand raised in the Zoom lobby. You are permitted to talk on our end.
Yes, good evening. My name is Ayman Noho, chef owners of Crave and Co. We just decided to reduce the seating to comply with the current occupancy license until we figure things out and we'll move on after.
That's a great reason to reduce your seating.
Exactly.
Let's see here. Commissioner Thomas, any questions for the applicant?
No questions, Commissioner Allen.
No questions. Thanks for coming into compliance.
Yep, this is a public hearing, so we'll open it up. If anyone would like to comment on this reduction of indoor seating, please speak now.
Are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on this item and you are present in the Zoom lobby? Please go ahead and raise your hand. Commissioner, seeing none.
Great, close public comment. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. Again, thank you for coming into compliance with that. We appreciate it. Have an excellent evening.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep. Moving on down to number
15.
Number 15, yes. New Reliable Market, DBA Reliable Market, 45 Union Square, Somerville, requesting approval of change of stock interest and officers, directors. We're going from a 100% allocation from the director and shareholder, Ongu Cho, to a 33% holding, a 34% holding by V.O. Smith as president, treasurer, secretary, director, and shareholder, and Paul Casserly holding 33%. This is a public hearing. Do I have a representative of the applicant?
Commissioner, I do see a hand raised in the Zoom lobby. You are unmuted on our end.
Good evening, Commissioner, members of the board, Elizabeth Pisano from Upton, Connell, and Devlin on behalf of the applicant. This application is to change the officers and a change of stock interest. In summary, the applicant is seeking to transfer 34% of the ownership from Ongu Cho to Mayo Smith and 33% from Ongu Cho to Paul Casserly. And the applicant is also seeking to remove Ongu and Paul Casserly as directors, and Mayo will serve as president, treasurer, secretary, and director. This is just an interfamily stock exchange to keep this in the family, and the operations will remain the same. There are no other changes, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Great. One of my favorite family businesses in Union Square. Glad to hear that. Great. No change of manager of record.
No, nope.
Great. No further questions from myself. Commissioner Thomas, any questions?
No questions, but I always like to encourage the owners of New Reliable Market to be mindful of the front facade window area. It's covered now with some advertising, which is good, but in the past, it can be an eyesore.
Okay. The owners are on the call this evening, so I'm sure they're taking note of your comment now.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Chairman Lynch, any questions?
Yeah, Counselor, just one question. How long has Paul been with Reliable? He's been with them for a while, right?
Yes, I don't know exactly. If one of the, I think someone should be on here from the store. If they raise their hand, can give you an exact answer. I don't know. I'm covering this for Attorney Upton, and he knows them on
Yeah,
a much
it's
deeper
not-
level than me.
It's not vital but I think Paul has appeared in front of us before.
Yes, I'm sure he has.
Okay, very good. I have no other questions.
Excellent. This is a public hearing, so let's open it up to public comment. If anyone would like to speak on this change of stock interest and officers and directors, please speak now.
If any members of the public do wish to be heard on this item, you could please raise your hand in the Zoom lobby. Seeing none, Commissioner.
Excellent. Public comment is closed. Make a motion to approve change of stock interest and change of officers and directors.
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries with all three commissioners. Thank you. Have an excellent
Thank
evening.
you. Thank you. Have a great night.
Powering on through to number 17, New England Neapolitan Assembly Row LLC, DBA Salt and Stone, 463 Assembly Row, Somerville, requesting approval of a change of manager, going from the current manager of Yana Krasnokova to proposed manager Sean Olson. Is an applicant for the licensee present.
If you are here on behalf of Salt and Stone, please raise your hand. I see Sean Olson. You are unmuted on our end.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you. Could you please state your name for the record?
Yes, Sean Olson.
Excellent. Could you give us a little bit of background of your record in the restaurant industry?
I'm the owner of this restaurant. I have been in the business, oh God, almost 50 years now. Having the full liquor license for many years at this point. As an owner of many, many restaurants, etc., I think I'm, well versed in everything restaurant.
Wonderful. Glad to hear it. How's the pivot to the Salt and Stone concept gone?
It's going really well, guys. The outdoor pavilion, which you approved last year, and then the expanded seatings has only made it more a welcoming part of Assembly Row.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. Open it up to the other commissioners. Commissioner Lynch.
Sean, glad to hear everything's going well. I've been going to restaurants for over 50 years, so.
Me too.
Yeah, there you go. I'm glad it's successful for you. I have no other questions.
Commissioner Thomas.
Sure, Sean, you do have some big shoes to fill with Yana. Salt and Stone has been great. It is a go-to, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated.
Excellent. Thank you. With that, I'll make a motion to approve this change manager.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. Motion carries with all three commissioners.
Thank you. Commissioner, I will have some mulled wine for you in the fall.
I can't accept gifts.
Well, you can come in and buy it. I just want you to know we'll have it.
Not the right answer, Sean, but that's okay. Thank you for the invite.
Thank you.
All right, last item for us. Indignant, I mispronounced that before. Indignant Brewing Company LLC, 328 Broadway, Somerville, requesting approval of a special alcohol license for Gilman Park to be held outdoors at the area in front of the Gilman Tea Stop, corner of Medford and Pearl Street on 615, 629, 713, 727, 810, and 9/7, all 2024, from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Is an applicant present?
Commissioner, I do see a hand raised. You are unmuted on our end.
Hi, you have Breck on from Winter Hill.
Excellent. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Could you tell us a little bit about this event?
Sure. So this is a small component of the Gilman Park activation, which is taking place this summer, June through, I believe, September, in the currently vacant lot right in front of Gilman Station.
Okay.
So our component of it would be 6 beer garden events on 6 Saturdays over the course of the summer, 2 in June, 2 in July, 1 in August, and then 1 the first weekends in September.
Excellent. Will you be serving these in a cordoned off area?
It will be cordoned off. Yep. And the location will already have things like porta potties in place and seating. It's pretty well contained. So all that stuff has been taken care of. Yes.
Perfect. Are you planning on wristbanding?
We would wristband. Yep.
Excellent. No further questions from myself. Chairman Lynch.
Thank you very much. Brick, welcome back. Hopefully you can answer some questions for me. The property that you're proposing to do this, at Gilman Park, quote unquote, this is owned by the city of Somerville. Is that a correct statement?
That's my understanding.
Okay.
But I can confirm.
Okay, and have you had to apply for a public permit, occupancy permit?
My understanding and hope would be that the folks at Culture House have worked with the city on that, but I can confirm that as well. I haven't been all that involved in the broader activation of the site or that planning process. I've just been involved in this beer garden piece, but I can certainly follow up on that as well.
Okay, I think you were here for one of the prior applicants where we do not know who's applying for the public occupancy. So Michael is here and he's probably has the answer, but I just want to make sure members of the public understand how we make our decisions is that, you know, this is public property. That my understanding is that that vacant lot is owned by the city of Somerville. However, it is not a recreation field. It is not part of a school system. And it is not part of the city government system. It is owned by the city of Somerville, but we do not grant licenses under normal circumstances for public parks like Trump Field or, you know, Glen Park or Argenziano Field. So I just want to make sure the public understands that. But I think Michael has the answer to my question, Mr. Chair, if we could.
Would you, Mr. Petrera, any comments?
Mr. Chair, through you, yes. I am aware that there is a public event license pending that is, just needs 2 more reviews to be on the city council agenda for this week. This is an event that's being coordinated by the Office of Economic Development, with some funding, from the city of Somerville itself to be hosted in conjunction with, I believe, the applicant, it's Creative. I'm blanking on the name of the organization.
Culture House.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Culture House. So this is very much in the works, and we are waiting on 2 reviews, place it on the city council agenda for this week.
Understood.
Like, could just ask our clerk here a question. Culture House, is that the one that's located down in Union Square?
Mr. Chair, through you, I am actually not sure.
I believe that's right. Yep.
I can respond in the affirmative.
Okay. Okay, so Culture House is not controlled by Union Square Main Streets. Culture House is a pop-up controlled by the city of Somerville. Have I got that right?
I don't know if they're controlled by the city of Somerville. My understanding is they're an independent group that does placemaking events and activation events like this kind of all over. They've done others in downtown Boston and kind of all over.
Okay, all right. So then that's the storefront that's in Union Square, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay, so they have a storefront here in Union Square.
Yeah, and it's my understanding as well that they're not a government entity.
It's a 501(c)(3). Okay. Rick, sorry for that. It's just when we don't know who's permitting these things, we have to ask the questions. It's not a reflection on you.
Understood.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Commissioner Thomas.
No questions.
Excellent. With that, just to dot our i's and cross our t's, I'm inclined to approve this conditional on the public space permit being issued by the city council. Do I have a second?
I will second that motion.
Excellent. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All 3 ayes, the motion carries. Thanks, looking forward to it.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you, Brett. All set? I think we're all set. No,
We continued, number 4.
got it. Okay, do you have proper, I'll take it back if you can, because you're gonna be busy here. Do you would you like to take a quick break, talk to the clerk, make sure you have your
Yeah.
wording correct, and he's happy with it, and we can come back in 1 minute and take the vote.
Yes, please.
We are recessed for 1 minute.
I'm not sharing this.
Okay, Michael, we all set? Can we come back?
Mr.
All right.
Chairman,
And I'm-
Reconvening this regular meeting of the Somerville Licensing Commission. Michael Potier, we had one item left, and that was to let Commissioner Allen take a stab at some additional comments he wanted in on the notification part of the new rules and regulations. And that rule and regulation has to do with outdoor dining notification, subsection B. If you could read out loud for us what's been proposed by you and Commissioner Allen, we can vote on that.
Mr. Chair, through you, yes. In subsection B, it has been proposed to remove the words "and occupants" in the final sentence and to add a sentence at the end that says, said, quote, "said notice shall also be posted in the premises storefront visible to the public." Mr. Chair, if you'd like, I can read the entire subsection.
I do not need it written that way, read out loud. I understand completely. It was the addition of one sentence and it was dropping "and occupants."
Mr. Chair, that's correct.
Thank you. And is everybody happy with that? Okay, so as proposed on subsection B, as read by Michael Potier from the city clerk's office, I make a motion to approve. Second?
Those in favor?
Oh, that was me. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. All three commissioners in agreement. Michael Potier, thank you very much for working on that for us. Thank you. I do believe we are at the end of the agenda. Lieutenant Mitsakas, Captain Richardson, Director Postaway, Nikki Green, Michael Potier, members of the public, thank you very much. Commissioner Allen would like to
Make a motion to adjourn.
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Thank you very much. This meeting is adjourned.